Hello everyone, welcome to our lesson number 7. In lesson number 7 we are still continuing with functions, and in today's lesson we are going to base our discussion on two functions, that is VLOOKUP function and HLOOKUP functions. So that means that this is another alternative. In case you don't want to use if function, you can use these two functions, either VLOOKUP or HLOOKUP. They do the same, they perform the same job, and we are going to base on this example. Open an appropriate spreadsheet software and enter the data shown in the table below. Save it as your name and personal number. So this is our data we are going to enter in spreadsheet. Part B, use the suitable formula for part 1 to Roman 2. So this one's for getting total and average. Create suitable title for the table in spreadsheet. Then introduce grade columns after every subject, and use the VLOOKUP function to assign a correct grade for each subject to the table below. So in case a student gets from 00 to 34, you assign F9, 35 to 39 pass 8, then 75 to 100 D1. So you can use if function to do this, but for this case we want to use VLOOKUP, and we shall also look at HLOOKUP. Okay, so this is our table, how the data looks like. So we have our data here. Now this one here, I simply just brought it here to simplify our work, not to go to the question every time. So I just extracted this table and I brought it here. It is not supposed to be part of this. Okay, so part 1, they have said we use a formula to get the total. So we can do that straight away. The formula equal sign, the first cell plus the second cell plus the third one plus the last one. Enter. Then you come and copy for the rest. Average equal, so average, you get the sum, the total of this one divided by the number of subject 1, 2, 3, 4. But we have already got the total here, so it's simply just click on your total, divide by 4. So you will get your average there, and copy for other people. Position, we are going to position basing on, we can either base on average or base on total. You will be able to get the same position, and I told you we have two ways of performing that. So the first way, position, we use rank equal rank, open in bracket, the number that we are ranking is 272, click on it, comma, then range from where to where. So we are ranking from the first one to the last one. Then we must fix the range. That means that we simply press on F4, then order 0, enter, and you copy for the other people. The second way is simply by, first of all, saving your range, giving it a name. So I will select all the range from the first one to the last one. Then I move my cursor to name box, and you give it a name. So you can call it any name that you want, maybe boy. Press enter. Then you come in and feed in your function rank. The number that we are ranking is this, comma, then the range. In case you don't want to put the range, you just come and type in boy there, because that's what we we saved it as comma order, enter. So you should be able to get the same position. So that's all. Then the other one, create a suitable title for the table in the spreadsheet. So suitable title, that means that we are going to have a title. We need to insert a new row, and we are going to insert a row above number 1. So you come and click on row 1, then you come and insert from here. Then you can give it a suitable name, marks scored by students. You have given it, and you can play around with the font size by simply coming to select it. You can bold font size, you can apply like 12. Then we can merge and center. So to merge and center, select of the last part of your table, then come and merge and center from there. So that one is done. We have given it like title. The next one is introduce a grade column after every subject and use a VLOOKUP function to assign correct grade for each subject. And the table, this table, I've brought it here. So I have it here just to simplify, but it's not part of this. So we are going to introduce a new column called grade for each subject. The first one, that is for history, for CRE, and lastly for geography. Okay, and we'll call it grade. They are also grade, and grade. Okay, so let's come up with now our function called VLOOKUP to perform to grade based on this table. Now, before you come up with the VLOOKUP function, you must have the table array, the table where you are going to get your grades from. And this table here now, we are going to restructure it the way it's supposed to be. So VLOOKUP means that the table array, this table must be arranged horizontally the way it is. But when you come to the marks here, you are not supposed to have the class from this to this. You must use one class, either the lower class, that is the first one, or the second one. But I prefer using the first one always, and it is better you always use the first one. So we are going to restructure that table here to stand horizontally. So we are going to have marks, and here we shall have grade. Okay, so under marks, you always begin with the smallest one. You don't begin with the biggest one here. So we are having 00 to 34. So that means that we are supposed to use only this first one is here. Here the first one is 00. Here the first one is 35, like that. So here we shall have 00, and the grade is F9. Here the first one is 35, and the grade is class 8. Here 40, and the grade is class 7. So you do that for all. So after all that, that's when you can go ahead and now bring in or introduce in your function name here. But now remember, I've said in case you are arranging this table, make sure you use only the first class. When you use both classes, like from 00 up to 39, Excel will get confused and it will not give you the grade. So therefore, only type in the first one, the beginning ones. Here 00, F9, I have 0. There is 35, there is 55 here, 60. You ignore the second part. Okay, let me copy this because we are going to use it. 2 ways of getting that. So I'm also going to use this. Okay, so should not get confused. Alright, now let's begin. We have 2 ways also how we can use the VLOOKUP. I'm having 2 tables here, but for you will only have one because you will take one direction. Now the first one here, we want to grade history, and we are grading for the first person first, that's Annette, and here is where we want to grade the grade to appear, and we are using VLOOKUP =, VLOOKUP. Simply just type the function name, open bracket. The syntax will come here, VLOOKUP bracket, lookup value. Now lookup value, which value are you grading? I'm grading this 90 here, so click on it, separated by a comma. Then the table array follows. Come and select the table array. This is the table array, so you can select from there. You can see how I'm selecting all of it from max to grade. Then lastly here, let me also show you something here again. Okay, since I showed you using when we are using rank, it's okay. So here we want this table array to be the same for all the marks here when we are grading. So that means that we are going to introduce in $, comma, then column index number. Column index number means under the table array here, which column do you want the spreadsheet to return as a grade. So we want this F9 up to D1, and here we are having 2 columns, this 1, 2. So that means that we want the second one to be returned, so we use 2 and close, then press enter. So you can see we have a D1 there already. Come and copy for the rest. Okay, then we can repeat that again for all. VLOOKUP, open bracket. For this case we are looking at this value, comma, we are using this variable array. You don't need since we are having 4 grades, you don't need 4 table arrays, you need only 1. For me I have 2 since I'm going to demonstrate it using 2 ways. Then we introduce in the $, comma, 2. You know that true, what it stands for there. Then you come and copy. Come here also the same. Now let me also demonstrate it the other way. The other way is that those students who may always be forgetting the $, they use this one. So what you do before you introduce in your function name here, immediately after coming up with the table array, give this table array the name, save this table array. So by simply selecting it, come to the name box and give it any name. I can call it girl, or I can call it even Max. Okay, then press enter. Okay, so that means that the whole of this table array is called Max. So for this case I don't need to use the $. So let's demonstrate it. Then come and feed in your function name VLOOKUP, comma, lookup value, we are looking at this, comma, the table array, our table array is called Max. You can even just type there Max, or you come and simply select it. So you will see the word max there, comma. Now for this case, you don't need to use the dollar sign, because the work of the dollar sign is to fix the range. But here we have fixed the range using the name. So to close and press enter, it will be able to give you the same. And lastly also VLOOKUP, open bracket, lookup value, comma, then you can still continue with this also, comma, 2, and you are done with the grading. So it is upon you to take one direction. You either take this or you take this, where you first save your table array, or you don't save it but you fix it using dollar sign. Okay. Compute the total aggregate for each student. The total aggregate for each student. So since we are having the grades here already, we can get the aggregates. So let me get it from here. I call it aggregate, a gigi. So we are going to compute the total aggregate for each student. That means that the first person on it has D1 credit 5, D1 credit 5. He should be having aggregate 12. This person D1 credit 5, D1, that is 8. So let's do that. So we are going to use what is called the sum function, called the sum. But remember, here we have a combination of, because we want to add this, we want to add this, we want to add this, we want to add this. Now there is a combination of, or a mixture of, number and character, number and character, number and character. So we are going to use a special function called the sum with the word right, because we want to add only the numbers, and the numbers are to the right of this occurrence here. So that means that you will have equal sum, open bracket. What are we adding? We are adding right, sum right, another bracket. So sum is for addition for all. Then this right means choose only what's on the right. So over this, click on that, close that, comma, again right, bracket, the next grade, close your bracket, comma, right, until you finish, because we want to add only what is on the right here. Close, comma, right, open bracket, that, close your bracket, then close the main bracket for sum. So you are telling the Excel that sum add for me what's on cell E3, G3, I3, then K3, but only take what's on the right of those cells, right, at the right, at the right. So when you press enter, it should be able to give you 12. Then you copy for the other people. So you are having that. So that is it. That. So I told you this one is not part. You can even remove it now. I'm going to remove it now. Okay. So you can go ahead and save the change. Then the next one, save and print your work. So we have not been talking of printing. How do we print work in Excel? Before you print, make sure you have given it a border. So select all, and remember we are selecting even this one, the table array, because it is part of our Excel. Then give all borders like that. And when you come to file, you have print here. simply just click on print and we see what is coming. So you can see we are having our print here, but when you realize, when you come here, you are seeing part of the work and the other part has gone to page 2, and yet we want it to be in the same page. So you should be able to play around with the settings here. You should be able to play around with settings here. We have the orientation. So when you come to orientation, try to change it to landscape and see. It has not brought all. Still we have 2 pages. That means that you can come to scaling. Under scaling, fit sheet on 1. So you can see it has fitted for you your sheet on 1 page. And then you go ahead and you print. Alright, so that's all for a VLOOKUP. Let us also demonstrate this using HLOOKUP. So I have here that very data, and we are going to grade using HLOOKUP. What they are almost the same, but what differs is how the table array is arranged. For VLOOKUP, we arrange our table array in a vertical format. Then HLOOKUP, we arrange our table array in the horizontal manner. So we are going to have a max. Then here we shall have grade. So the arrangement matters now here. VLOOKUP is a vertical lookup, so we arrange the table array in a vertical format. Then HLOOKUP stands for horizontal lookup, and we set our table array in the horizontal manner. Now the arrangement of the max here remains the same. We take the first one and we begin with the smallest, so which is 0, gives us F9. Then 35 will give us plus 8 until you finish all. So that is it. The only difference I told you is the arrangement of the table array. For VLOOKUP, we arrange this vertically. Then for HLOOKUP, we arrange this horizontally, the way you have seen. But now here, what comes here under max remains the same. So that means that you can you simply use the first ones here, you leave the second one. Okay, then we can introduce in the gradings equal sign HLOOKUP, open your bracket. It will ask you for the lookup value. We are looking at this, comma, the table array. Our table array is here. We come and select it. You can see. Then we fix using $, comma. Here also it will ask you now for row index. Remember, with HLOOKUP it asks you for the column index, but here row index. We have 2 rows, 1, 2. So the row index, the row that must be returned is row number 2, which is the grade. So 2, and press enter. Then you come and copy for the rest. That's one way. Then the other way also, in case you are the person who do not like to use it, the $, to fix using the $, you simply first come and save this, your table array, select it, go back to your name box, then you give it a name. This time I'm going to call it grade. Press enter. So you have fixed all this one to one word, grade. Then you come to your grade equal we are using HLOOKUP, open your bracket, lookup value is 54, comma, then the table array, we have called it grade. You can simply just type there grade, or you come and select it, and you will see there the word grade, comma. So in case you have fixed using one word, you have saved it, you don't need to use the dollar signs again. So you will come to that, then equal HLOOKUP lookup value, comma, then the table array, which is here, comma, and 2. Press enter. When you come here, the last one, equal HLOOKUP, open bracket, lookup value, comma, then the table array, comma, 2. Then you come and copy for the rest, and there we are done. There we are done with all. So that is the VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP, how you can use it. Then I can even remove this thing out because it's not part. Come and remove the border also. Then come and apply borders to your work before you do any other thing with it, like printing. And that's how your work will look like. So thank you so much. That has been our lesson number 7 under VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP. Make sure you pause the video and you follow it slowly by also typing in the work, and you try and see whether it is coming. Let's meet in the next one.